English language teaching. York Simplified Classics Level 3. Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens, with integrated activities. ELT abridgment by Alan C. McLean. Illustrations by Claire Mumford. Contents. Chapter 1, page 1. Chapter 2, page 6. Chapter 3, page 10. Chapter 4, page 14. There are 11 chapters. Introduction. Oliver Twist was written by the 19th century English author Charles Dickens. Dickens was born in Portsmouth, England in 1892, but he grew up in London. He was one of 8 children, and his family was poor. When he was 12 years old, his father was sent to prison for owing money. Dickens had to leave school and work in a factory. The working conditions at the factory were very hard, and Dickens never forgot his terrible experience when his father left prison. Dickens was able to go to school again. When Dickens left school, he started a career as a journalist. He wrote political reports for the London newspaper. In 1833, Dickens began to write short stories such as the Pickwick Papers, which were published monthly in magazines. The Pickwick papers became so popular that they were published as a book in 1837. After that, Dickens became a full-time author. His next novel was Oliver Twist. It was published in 6 sections between 1837 and 1839. In 1866, Dickens married Catherine Hargrave, and during their marriage, they had 10 children. Dickens became the most popular novelist of Now we can take a break. most popular novelist of
Becker. Dickens became the
most popular novelist of
Becker.
Alright, let's just continue. Dickens became the most popular novelist of his time. His experiences of being poor and working in the factory gave him ideas of his stories. During his lifetime, he published 15 major novels and many very short stories, plays, articles, and non-fiction works. He worked all his life for a social change, including the right to education. In 1870, Dickens died at home and he is buried in Pott's Corner of Westminster, Abbey, in London. He is considered one of the greatest writers of all time. The hero of the novel, Oliver Twist, is Oliver, a young boy whose mother died when he was a baby. Oliver grows up in a home with other boys who have no family. The man and the woman who look after the boys are cruel to them, and the boys are hungry and miserable. When Oliver asks for more food one day, he is punished and sent away to work for a man called Sowerberry. Oliver is unhappy working for Sowerberry. He runs away to London, but London is a dark and dangerous place. When he arrives, he meets Jack, the artful dodger. Jack lives with a lot of other boys and an old man named Fission. But things aren't simple as they look. In return for a bed and food, the boys have to steal for Frasian. Over the few next days, Frasian teaches Oliver how to steal. One day, Jack takes Oliver into London for his first job. Jack steals a handkerchief from an old gentleman and runs away. But Oliver is taken to the police station. However, a man who saw what happened says that Oliver wasn't the thief. The old gentleman, Mr. Brownlow, feels sorry for Oliver and takes him home and looks after him. But Faison is angry that he lost one of his boys. His friend Bill Sykes, a cruel and violent thief, tells his girlfriend Nancy to find Oliver. Will Nancy find Oliver? Will Oliver have to go back and steal from Faison, or will he able to stay with Mr. Brownlow and live a comfortable life? Our story begins in the year of 1820. A pale, sick young woman lay on a bed in Nan workhouse near London. She was ill and poor, but she was beautiful. She looks like a lady, the old nurse said. I wonder who she is, but nobody knew. The young woman had a baby. That that evening, the nurse laid the baby in the young mother's arm. She smiled when she fell back on the bed and died. The nurse called the baby Oliver, Oliver Twist. So Oliver began his life as an orphan, with no mother or father. He lived with 30 other orphan boys in a workhouse. They were always hungry. The boys had a foster mother, a woman called Mr. Man, but she was cruel and beat them. For 9 years, Oliver lived with Mr. Man. He celebrated his ninth birthday locked in a cellar with two other boys. Mr. Man had beaten them because they said they were hungry. Don't tell me you are hungry, Mr. Man shouted. You will stay in the cellar with no food at all. Then you'll be hungry, ungrateful boys. So Oliver had an unhappy birthday. But on that day, something happened which changed his life. Mr. Mans had a visit from Mr. Bumble, who was a manager at a workhouse for older boys. He was a very important man. He was very fat and had an equally fat, oily voice. When Mr. Man saw him, she told the servant to get the boys from the cellar and wash their hands and faces well. Mr. Bumble has come to see Oliver. You're 9 years old now, Oliver, said Mr. Bumble. And it is the time you started work. You're going to live in my workhouse. What do you think about that, eh? Oliver looked at the cruel face of Mr. Mans. Will be she going with me? He asked. Mr. Bumble laughed. It was a fat, oily laugh. No, Oliver, he said. Mr. Mans will stay here, but she will come and visit you sometimes. Mr. Man cut Oliver a thick slice of bread, put butter on it, and gave it to Oliver. We feed our boys here well here. Mr. Bumble, she said. I'm sure you do, madam, said Mr. Come along now, Oliver. And he took the little boy by hand. Life in Mr. Bumble's workhouse was hard. The boys worked long hours, and the work was boring. Next page. There was never enough to eat. The boys were giving bowls of soup a day. They sat long wooden tables. A man stood at the end of the room and poured out the thin soup from a big pot. The boys had an onion twice a week and a piece of bread on Sundays. They were always At last they decided to do something. We should ask for more food, said one of the boys. Another boy laughed. Who's going to ask for more? The first boy looked at Oliver. Oliver Twist, he said. When the boys had finished their soup, next evening, they whispered to Oliver,
Ask for more.
So Oliver picked up his empty bowl and walked up to the man with the big pot. Please, sir, he said, I want some more. The man was very angry. More, he shouted. More! I'll give you more! And he hit Oliver with his big wooden stick. Then he grabbed Oliver's arm and called out for Mr. Bumble. Mr. Bumble was angry with Oliver too. He told the managers of the workhouse and they discussed what to do about Oliver. He is very ungrateful, said one of the managers. He is very lazy, said another. We must send him away. Let him become an apprentice, said one of the managers. At least he will learn to do something useful. So Mr. Bumble put a notice on the gate of the workhouse. It said, $5 for boy, hard working, suitable for apprentice. They locked Oliver in a dark and lonely room. There he cried all day and slept at night. Next morning, someone began to bang on the door loudly. Open the door, someone shouted. Oliver opened the door to Noah Claypole, the older apprentice. Noah looked down at Oliver. You're from the workhouse, aren't you? He asked. Yes, sir, replied Oliver. Take the shutters down, workhouse, said Noah. You're under me, and you'll do what I say. And he punched Oliver and kicked him. Noah's kicks and punches and unkind words continued during the weeks that followed. He tried to get Oliver to cry, but Oliver wouldn't. One day, as Noah pulled Oliver's hair, he said, Workhouse! How's your mother? She's dead, replied Oliver. What did she die of? Workhouse. She died of a broken heart, said Oliver sadly. If she died in the workhouse, she was probably a bad woman. She was lucky she wasn't hanged. Oliver's sadness turned into anger. He jumped up with one punch, knocked Noah to the ground. Help! Cried Noah. He's killing me. Mr. Sawberry rushed in. After a few moments, they managed to drag Oliver into the cellar and lock the door. Let me out, he cried. Send for Mr. Bubble, said Mr. Sourberry. When Mr. Bumble arrived, he spoke to Oliver through the keyhole. Do you know this voice, Oliver? He asked. Yes, said Oliver. And you're afraid of this voice, Oliver? No, cried Oliver. Let me out! Mr. Bumble was very surprised by Oliver's answer. He told Mr. Sourberry to give Oliver only bread and water. You have given him too much meat, Mr. Sourberry, said Mr. Bumble. You have fed him too much. That night, Oliver slept among the coffins again, but he decided to escape from Mr. Sourberry's. When dawn broke, he slowly opened the door of the shop and stepped into the street. Soon he found the main road and saw a milestone. On it was the words London, 70 miles. That's where I'll go, said Oliver. To London! Next page. Chapter 3. Oliver walked for 6 days. He begged for food and water. He reached a small town just outside London. He sat down to rest, where he heard a cheerful voice. Hello, what's wrong? Oliver saw a boy his own age, dressed in a hat and a man's coat. Oliver said that he was going to London. I've got a friend in London, said the boy. He'll give you food and a place to stay, and he'll give you a job. What's your name? Oliver asked. My name's Jack Downs, said the boy, but my friends call me the Artful Dodger. When it was dark, Jack took Oliver into London. They passed through dirty streets full of ugly houses. Oliver was frightened, but the Artful Dodger held his arm and led him through the streets. At last they came to an old house. It looked empty, but the Artful Dodger pushed open the door and led Oliver into the house. A candle lit at the end of the hall. A man's face looked out. There are two of you, the man said. Who's your friend, Dodger? A new boy, said Dodger. Is Fajan upstairs? Yes, he's holding handkerchief. How do you even pronounce that? He wants to see you. The Dodger led Oliver up the stairs into a room of walls and black ceiling, black with dirt and age. A large number of handkerchiefs were hanging up in the fire, in front of the fire was a table with bread, butter, and a plate on it. 5 or 6 boys were sitting around the table, drinking and smoking. An old man with dirty red hair and an on-teddy beard was cooking some sausages over the fire. The Dodger went up to him and whispered a few words in his ear. Then he smiled around and smiled out. This is him, Fajan, said the Dodger. My friend, Oliver Twist. The old man smiled. My dear Oliver, he said, I am very pleased to meet you. Then he shook Oliver's hand and welcomed him. The other boys did the same, laughing and shaking Oliver's hand. They ate the sausages. Then Fajan gave Oliver something to drink, hot to drink. Drink this, Oliver. It will make you sleep. Oliver drank. Immediately he felt sleepy. He down on some old blankets on the floor and fell asleep. Chapter 3. Remember that. Chapter 3.